Do you ever feel like a fraud, like you don't belong or you don't deserve your job or your accomplishments? Yeah? Well, that is imposter syndrome. And don't worry, you're not alone. Hi, I'm Julia Taylor, CEO and founder of GeekPack, and today we are going to go through the 5 types of imposter syndrome, how you can recognize it, and most importantly, how you can overcome it. First of all, what is imposter syndrome? It's the feeling that you don't deserve your success, that you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, or maybe you're just lucky and that's why you've accomplished so much. It's often accompanied by fear that you will be found out and that people will label you the fraud that you think you are. Well, guess what? You're not alone. More than 70% of people experience imposter syndrome at some point in their career. I'm talking Maya Angelou, Tom Hanks, Tina Fey, Lady Gaga. Look at these hugely successful people, and even they have admitted to struggling with imposter syndrome. Even I suffer from imposter syndrome, so here are some thoughts that go through my head quite regularly. What if they think I'm a fraud? I don't deserve this. But why me? What if no one watches my YouTube channel? All right, let's dive in. So here are the 5 types of imposter syndrome. Okay, the first type, the perfectionist. So you might be a perfectionist if you set unrealistic high goals for yourself, and when you don't achieve those goals, you feel major self-doubt and you feel like a complete failure. You rarely find success satisfying because you always think that you could have done better. You don't celebrate your strengths because you're so focused on your flaws. So, raise your hand if this sounds familiar. For me, 100%. Okay, type number 2, superhuman. So do you remember when you were in school and the teacher would assign a group project? What was that? Did I just hear a groan? Perhaps that's because you identify with the superhuman type. You work much harder than those around you. And so whenever the teacher would assign a group project, you knew that you would be the one doing all of the work. But there's more to it than that. So yes, you are doing all the work and working harder than everyone else, but you're probably doing that because you're compensating for something that you feel like you're lacking. Type 3, the natural genius. Were you that kid that always got straight A's in school with barely putting in any effort? You always just felt like things just came naturally to you. But as soon as things start to get a little bit tough and you're pushed outside your comfort zone, you freeze and you kind of clam up. And you start telling yourself, no, this isn't right. This doesn't feel right. That is the natural genius type. Just like the perfectionist, you also set very high and unrealistic expectations for yourself. And when you don't achieve that, you really start to feel like a failure, like an imposter. Okay, type 4, the soloist. Do you feel like if you ask for help, people might think you're a failure? Or maybe you think that if you don't do everything all by yourself, you haven't really succeeded. These are signs that you are a soloist type. Now, don't get me wrong, it's great to be independent, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't ask for help when you need it. So if this resonates with you, I'm here to tell you, don't refuse assistance just to prove your worth. All right, last one, type 5, the expert. Do you feel ashamed and embarrassed when you don't know the answer to every question? Or maybe you see a job that you're interested in and you want to apply, but you only meet 9 of the 10 criteria, so you don't apply. That is the expert type. Now, the truth is you're never going to know everything. I mean, think about it. It's impossible. But that's okay. You can always figure it out. You can learn it. You can Google it. And then you will know something that you didn't know. Now, imposter syndrome can be extremely overwhelming and even debilitating. But good news, there are things you can do to manage it. First, I want you to acknowledge your success. I want you to record every win and to have a folder on your computer where you have screenshots of compliments or people saying nice things about you, testimonials, so you can go back and see that and reflect on it. Second, I want you to set realistic expectations. You don't need to do everything perfectly and you don't need to achieve it on the first try. So I want your mantra to be progress, not perfection. And third, I want you to find a support network. You would be amazed at how many people feel very similar to you. Whether it's friends or family or an online community, talking about it is absolutely one of the best things you can do. My Facebook group is full of like-minded individuals who are there to support each other, lift each other up, offer encouragement, so we would love for you to join us. So I would love to know which imposter syndrome type you most identify with. Let us know in the comments below, and we would love for you to join us in our free Facebook group, Screw the Commute. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.